Hello, hello,
Hello, sir. Good morning, sir. So we
uh,
will we will just start in a couple of minutes.
yeah, start. Start, please.
Hello, am I audible,
Yes, sir.
by
We are
ma'am?
just waiting for one more. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You are audible.
Warm welcome to all of
Hello,
you, selected ladies and gentlemen, to the global audience platform of Ranjit Guru International Series of India and the rise of the digital request of Sarachandra Pradhan to go with the welcome address.
hello.
Thank you, Rudranaram, inviting me for the paper presentation. Good morning to all erudite participants and scholarly resource universities and academia. I, Sharat Chandra Pradhan, convener on behalf of Department of History and Political Science, Jawaharlal College, Kumpal, in association with the CART, welcome you all to this intellectual platform to offer your valuable deliberations on new education policy of India and rise of a digital era in journalism. Friends, recently the Union Cabinet has approved the new education policy 2020 with an aim to introduce several changes in the Indian educational system from school to college level. The new education policy aimed at making India a global knowledge superpower. It also approved the renaming of the Ministry of HRD to the Ministry of Education. The current 10 plus 2 system to be replaced by a new 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4 curricular structure. It will bring the uncovered age group 3 to 6 years on the school curriculum, which is globally recognized as the crucial stage for development of mental faculties of the children. National education policy focus on vocational studies in school level from grade 6 to 8, teaching up to at least grade 5 to be in mother language. Assessment reforms with a 360 degrees holistic progress card tracking students' progress for achieving learning outcome. A new and comprehensive national curriculum frameworks for teachers' education will be formulated. formulated. Friends, the global quarantine and nationwide lockdown in India to contain coronavirus outbreak have impacted industries, education sector, public life, and communications, etc. In these unprecedented times, journalism and journals has great role in every sector. So, in course of discussions on education reforms and the digital era in journalism, creep in leading to high voltage conclusion very often. Such small assemblies also contribute to Vox Bible, and Mr. Akhil Kumar Mishra, poet, socialite, director, regional outreach bureau, Bhubaneswar, for sparing their vulnerable to enlighten the interested elite participant. Also, welcome to all over participant for joining in this discussion. Thank you all again and again. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Pradhan. Now, I would like to request Payal Agarwal for short introductions of the guests. Over to you, Ms. Payal Agarwal.
My warm greetings to one and all. Thanks, Rudra sir, for giving me the pleasure to introduce our guest for today's lecture. Our first speaker is Professor Biplab Loha Chowdhury, Vishwa Bharati University, Shantiniketan, West Bengal. His areas of specialization includes media organization management, development communication, Indian perspective of communication, policy research. Academically very rich, he has published a profound number of research papers and has published 2 books as well. Besides that, he is a member, Board of Research Studies in Journalism and Mass Communication, Burdwan University, West Bengal, and also serving as a member of UG Board at various other universities in West Bengal. He has also been a member, Research Expert Panel in Journalism, Dhaka University, Bangladesh. For his work, he has been felicitated and recognized in not only India, but foreign countries too. Sir, thanks a lot for giving your valuable time and connecting with us. Sir, your topic as suggested by you is New Education Policy of India. Our next speaker is Dr. Atish Parashar. He is an assistant professor, Assam University, Silchar, Assam. He is one of the renowned media educationist, specialist, and researcher in the country. He is a self-motivated professional who has worked on different media platforms ranging from print, radio, television, and films before switching over to media academics. He has high creative capabilities and analytic skills, which reflected in his endeavors. To his academic credit, he has authored 2 books, has published more than 12 articles in national and international research journals of high repute. He has been an honorary principal editor of Yuva Soch. Now, Yuva Soch is a monthly magazine based on youth issues. An excellent communication strategist, prolific writer and researcher. He believes in simple living and high thinking. Really, sir, it's our proud privilege that you have given your kind consent to connect with us. Sir, your topic as suggested by you is New Education Policy of India. Our next esteemed speaker is Mr. Akhil Kumar Mishra. He is an IAS, an extremely enthusiastic and dynamic personality. He is serving as the Director of Regional Outreach Bureau, Bhubaneswar, which holds a very important position as it empowers people and create awareness through information so that people can avail the benefits from various programs and schemes of government. Along with this, he is a poet, a socialite too. He also played a very important role in sensitizing the public on COVID-19 appropriate behavior so as to break the chain of COVID transmission. Sir, we heartily welcome you on this series of international webinars. Sir, your topic as suggested by you is the rise of digital era in journalism. Now, I would like to stop here and invite Professor Biplab Loha Chowdhury to deliver his lecture. Over to Professor Chowdhury.
Good morning to you all.
Sir, you are not audible.
Excuse, sir. Sir, I think there is some problem in your mic because it isn't audible.
Hello, Professor Chowdhury, please start your talk.
Sir, you are requested to unmute your mic.
My speaker is on. My speaker is on. I think there is no problem to it. Hello. Hello. I am able to. Are you able to
No,
hear me?
sir, no, sir, your voice is breaking.
Sir, your voice is a bit slow.
Okay. Fine. Fine. So how? Perhaps the sound is not coming yet. Wait. I'll be surprised. Now is it audible? Hello.
Sir, your voice is very slow, sir.
My voice is.
Very slow, not audible.
Are you now getting my voice?
No, sir, you are not audible.
I'm not audible.
Please check your volume, audio volume. If it is low, then the voice will come low.
My audio volume is full. Now you are able to listen. Hello. 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 Hello.
Am I audible?
Yes,
Yes,
you
sir,
are
sir, you
audible.
can start.
Hello. Hello.
Sir, please go ahead, sir.
I am audible.
Yes, sir, you are audible. Sir, please go ahead.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Vikramji. Thank you so much, Biplab sir,
Yes, sir, you are audible.
for inviting me. And today I am supposed to speak on national education policy. So first of all, a very great pranam from land of Lord Vishnu, from Vishnupad to the people who are from the land of Jagannath. So Jai Jagannath to you all. And I am Atish Parashar. I am professor at Central University of South Bihar. As far as today's topic is concerned, I would like to start with the first, thing, that is why actually we need new education policy. So now it's almost 1.5 months, and many deliberations have been done, and many universities, many departments, many small units related to education facts about known to everyone. But let me tell you one thing, that after 36 years, almost 36 years, the government has come up with a very comprehensive policy. And they are actually trying to find out what are the implications, what sort of implications would come into the path of this new education policy. At least they want to be very sure that what kind of hurdles, problems will obstruct this education policy. So the draft is very clear, and almost all section of the society has got their interest, their place into it, and it is being very much deliberated. Now, the question is, why actually we need it? Now, we need to think whether the policy earlier which was in place, whether it has some problem, and what is new in this policy. As far as earlier policy is concerned, if you will see the statistics, you will find various things. Like, despite a very robust university HEIs, university system in India, we were nowhere in the world's ranking. School infrastructure was very poor, and despite crores of fund allocation every year, output was near to zero. I would not say it was zero, but it was quite near to zero. So it was realized at the policy making level that we must think about the output. We must think about the human resource. We must think about the country's path of development, which travels via this human resource. So it was realized at policy level that we must have some sound, some very, Bharatiya policy, so that Indian education, which was becoming a sandwich, which was becoming just like a mayonnaise in the on the bread. So it was realized that it should come out. It should be like a sky, and with our Indianness, with our traditional knowledge, we must excel. See, despite if you will see the development pattern of European nation and other developed countries, you will see that they have done enormous, development in the field of education. So it was realized that Indian education policy, a new education policy, or education policy in the midst of which Indian philosophy should be there. So after almost 36 years, this government came with this educational policy. Now I would like to tell you a few important aspects which is quite new and which has certain implementation related problem. But if that would be sorted out, certainly this policy is going to become a master thing, master change in the field of education. सबसे पहले मैं बताना चाहूँगा कि फर्स्ट टाइम ये पॉलिसी, इस पॉलिसी में ये बात की जा रही है कि जो हमारे स्किल बेस्ड एजुकेशन है और जो वोकेशनल एजुकेशन को पहली बार किसी पॉलिसी में अदर देन एजुकेशन मींस एक्स्ट्रा करिकुलर एक्टिविटी या करिकुलर एक्टिविटी की तरह नहीं ट्रीट किया जा रहा है. दे ऑल आर बीइंग अ पार्ट ऑफ our own subject, and the flexibility given to the student is a really good job, really a landmark change in the history of India. Today I was interacting with one of my friends at Delhi University, which has started the admission process, and they have done this time, they have done many change into their admissions. And I was very much happy when I was informed that today if a guy from humanities side, if they want to learn any art subject, any science subject, any commerce subject, they can apply, and if their percentage, their marks will match with the cutoff, they can get admitted to the other subject, which was not earlier. पहले 12th क्लास के बाद बच्चों को 3 अलग अलग सेक्शन में बांट दिया जाता था और उनको आर्ट्स, साइंस और कॉमर्स 3 अलग अलग डिवीजन में बांट दिया जाता था और उसके बाद उनको एक्स्ट्रा करिकुलर एक्टिविटी के नाम पे ग्रेड्स दे दिए जाते थे और इससे वो एक पर्टिकुलर डिसिप्लिन में अपने आप को ट्रेन करते. This practice actually it needed to be broken. रीजन ये था कि हम अपने आप को उस लेवल पे अपग्रेड नहीं कर पाते थे, हम अपने इंटरेस्ट को एक्सप्लोर नहीं कर पाते थे. दूसरा रीजन ये था कि हम एज अ लर्नर हम अपने लर्निंग को, अपने स्किल्स को, अपने नॉलेज मार्केट से सिंक नहीं कर पाते थे. अब जो चेंज मिला है, जो फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी मिली है, मुझे लगता है कि ये एक बहुत लैंडमार्क चेंज है. आज कोई भी स्टूडेंट अपने मनपसंद सब्जेक्ट को चूज करने के लिए फ्री है और मुझे लगता है कि इससे बड़ा स्टूडेंट सेंट्रिक फैसला नहीं लिया जा सकता है. मतलब इट्स जस्ट लाइक पहले क्या होता था कि आपके यहाँ उड़ीसा में भी होता होगा, हमारे यहाँ भी होता है कि जब कहीं शादियों में खाना खाने जाते हैं तो लोग बिठा के प्लेट लगा के खाना उस पर डाल के लोगों को खिलाते हैं. और दूसरा एक सिस्टम होता है कि खाना लगा हुआ है, प्लेट्स रखे हुए हैं और जिसको जो खाना है वो चूज करके खाता है. तो ये जस्ट लाइक अ बुफे सिस्टम. दिस policy is offering courses to the students, and certainly this will ensure the overall development because this is catering their interest and they will feel interested. मैं फर्दर जब इस पॉलिसी को देखता हूं तो 5+3+3+3 पैटर्न, दिस इज एक्चुअली ए स्ट्रक्चरल चेंज. पहले जो हमारा 10+2+3 पैटर्न था उससे बिल्कुल अलग एक स्ट्रक्चरल चेंज है जिसमें फर्दर बहुत सारे डाइवर्जेंस हैं जैसे पॉलिसी में 5 क्लास अप टू 5th स्टैंडर्ड मदर टंग में बातचीत करने के लिए, मदर टंग में इंस्ट्रक्शंस के लिए, मदर टंग में लेक्चर्स के लिए कहा गया है और उसको प्रमोट करने की बात कही गई है। इसको कई लोग क्रिटिसाइज भी कर रहे हैं और इसके कई इम्प्लीकेशंस भी हैं। जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल, अगर मैं हिंदी बेल्ट का हूं और हिंदी में कंफर्टेबल हूं और अचानक मेरे पेरेंट्स जो हैं उनका ट्रांसफर अगर साउथ में हो जाता है तो वहाँ का मदर टंग अलग है और वो बिल्कुल कंप्लीट अलग है। वो मेरा जो टंग पैलेट है उससे बिल्कुल अनमैच्ड है एंड फॉर मी इट विल बी टफ टू get myself learn in Kannada or Tamil or any other southern language। तो ये एक इम्प्लीमेंटेशन से भरा हुआ प्रॉब्लम है। बट अगर इसको सॉर्ट आउट कर ले तो मदर टंग में अगर एजुकेशन होता है तो जो छोटी छोटी बोलियां हैं, जो छोटे छोटे डायलेक्ट्स हैं, ऑलमोस्ट इंडिया में ऑलमोस्ट 1000 अलग अलग छोटे छोटे डायलेक्ट्स रहे हैं जो ज्यादातर अब खत्म हो रहे हैं, मर रहे हैं, उनको बोलने वाला कोई नहीं। अगर ये छोटी छोटी बोलियां, ये छोटे छोटे डायलेक्ट्स फिर से रिजुविनेट होते हैं, फिर से स्टार्ट होते हैं, तो यू कैन अंडरस्टैंड द कम्युनिकेशन पर्सपेक्टिव। It will be a great opportunity for smaller regions to come out at the global platform with their local diversity, with their language, with their food, with their handicraft, with their talent, with their skills and everything। और इससे ट्राइबल डेवलपमेंट प्रोग्राम, हिल एरिया डेवलपमेंट प्रोग्राम और उन डेवलपमेंट प्रोग्राम्स के लिए जो कम्युनिकेशन स्ट्रैटेजीज हैं उसको बढ़ाने में मुझे लगता है कि ये एक बहुत बड़ा मील का पत्थर साबित होने वाला है। और ये जो मदर टंग की ट्रेनिंग है, मुझे लगता है कि एक स्वागत योग्य पहल है। क्योंकि जब मैं रशिया के डेवलपमेंट को देखता हूँ, जब आप रशिया जाएंगे तो आप जब वहाँ मेट्रो पे सफर करेंगे तो रशिया पूरी कंट्री के बारे में, उसके रीजन्स के बारे में रशियन में उस मेट्रो में चित्रकारी की गई है। आप सिर्फ मेट्रो से 4-5 बार ट्रेवल करके पूरे रशिया के बारे में आप जान सकते हैं। तो ये एक अप्रोच है। मुझे लगता है कि इससे धीरे धीरे जो कम्युनिकेशन जो मॉडल है, कम्युनिकेशन का जो लेवल है इंडिया में, वो विकसित होगा। बट एट द सेम टाइम एक कंफ्यूजन भी होगा कि हम ओवरऑल किस लैंग्वेज को प्रेफर करें, हम ओवरऑल किस लैंग्वेज को ऑफिशियल लैंग्वेज बनाएं। तो मुझे लगता है कि डिस्पाइट good training in mother tongue, we will be needing English and Hindi as a official language throughout the country। और कहीं मदर टंग को प्रमोट करने में ये जो 2 established लैंग्वेज हैं कहीं ये मर ना जाए, इसका हमें ध्यान रखना होगा। मैं फर्दर जब 5+3+3+3 के पैटर्न को देखता हूं तो ये एक स्ट्रक्चरल चेंज है। और इस चेंज में जो इनिशियल एज है बच्चों का, जहाँ पे वो अपने अंदर स्किल डेवलप करते हैं, अपने इंटरेस्ट को एक्सप्लोर करते हैं, अपने इंटरेस्ट को पहचानते हैं और अकॉर्डिंगली अपने आप को ट्रेन करते हैं, मुझे लगता है कि दिस इज वेरी मच इन लाइन विद द अदर यूरोपियन कंट्रीज के मॉडल में जिस तरह के का एजुकेशन स्ट्रक्चर है उससे ये मिलता जुलता है, उनके पार्ट है। और ये एक स्वागत योग्य पहल होना चाहिए। फर्दर जब मैंने न्यू एजुकेशन पॉलिसी को उसके कुछ और प्रोविजंस को जब हमने चेक किया तो आप फर्स्ट टाइम एक बहुत बड़ा चेंज हमें देखने को मिलता है वो है मल्टीपल एग्जिट मल्टीपल एंट्री प्रोग्राम, और जो जेंडर एनरोलमेंट रेट है उसको बढ़ाने का जो लक्ष्य सरकार ने रखा है, मुझे लगता है कि इससे एक तरह का बहुत बड़ा चेंज आएगा, खास करके स्मॉल सिटीज में जहां अपॉर्चुनिटीज कम हैं, जहां कई पारिवारिक कारणों से बच्चे जो हैं वो बीच में अपनी पढ़ाई छोड़ने पर मजबूर हो जाते हैं और फिर जो है उनका स्कोप रुक जाता है। मैं गया जैसे शहर में छोटा सा शहर है, मैं यहाँ देखता हूँ कई लोग गरीबी के कारण अपनी पढ़ाई कंटिन्यू नहीं कर पाते हैं। वो बीच में एक सेमेस्टर 2 सेमेस्टर पढ़ के वो वापस चले जाते हैं। तो इस पॉलिसी में उन लोगों का ध्यान रखा गया और मुझे बड़ी खुशी हुई कि यहाँ पे ऐसी अपॉर्चुनिटी है कि एवरी स्टूडेंट विल हैव अ क्रेडिट बैंक एंड व्हाटएवर द क्रेडिट ही विल अर्न that will be safe there, and he will get a chance to go out and come back again to complete his or her degree program, and finally they can graduate themselves, they can train themselves, and they can achieve their target. ये एक बहुत मैं कहूँगा साइंटिफिक और बहुत ही इम्पोर्टेंट डेवलपमेंट है। दोस्तों, मैं जर्नलिज्म का स्टूडेंट रहा हूँ और जर्नलिज्म के स्टूडेंट होने के नाते मेरा जो पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू है वो हमेशा क्रिटिकल रहा है। तो मैं गलतियां ज़्यादा ढूंढता हूँ, मैं ऐसे मौके ज़्यादा ढूंढता हूँ जहाँ से मैं क्रिटिसाइज कर पाऊँ। जब मैं इस ड्राफ्ट को पढ़ता था, जब मैं इसके सारे पेजेस उलट रहा था, तो मैं सोचता था कि आखिर क्या है ऐसा जिसको लेके सारे लोग जो है इसको डिस्कशन कर रहे हैं और ये कैसे दूसरी पॉलिसी से अलग है। मैं यहाँ पे एक एग्जांपल साइट करना चाहूँगा। पहले भी फर्स्ट टाइम नहीं है, इंडिया में पहले भी इस तरह के एजुकेशनल रिफॉर्म्स की कोशिश की गई है, और इस मामले में जो मुझे याद आ रहा है वो ये है कि दिल्ली विश्वविद्यालय में, दिल्ली यूनिवर्सिटी में, दे इंट्रोड्यूस 4 year FYUP प्रोग्राम अर्लियर, और 4 year FYUP प्रोग्राम जो था वो 4 साल का ग्रेजुएशन के बाद वो कर रहे थे। और उस प्रोग्राम में जो मेन आर्गुमेंट ये था कि जब हमारे बच्चे बाहर पढ़ाई करने जाते हैं तो उन्हें 3 years कंप्लीट करने के बाद एटलीस्ट 1 year का कोई डिप्लोमा करना होता है, तभी वो अपना एडमिशन सिक्योर कर रहे हैं। तो जब मैं देखता हूँ इस पॉलिसी में और उस पॉलिसी में क्या डिफरेंस है, तो मेजर डिफरेंस जो मुझे समझ में आया, ये डिफरेंस FYUP जो था वो हमारे जो टैलेंट हैं, हमारे जो हमारा जो यूथ है, हमारे जो लर्नर्स हैं, उनको उनका एडमिशन बाहर की यूनिवर्सिटीज में, लीड्स में, यूरोपियन यूनिवर्सिटीज में, US में आसानी से हो जाए, ये उसकी पॉलिसी। लेकिन जब हम नई न्यू एजुकेशन पॉलिसी की बात करते हैं तो यहाँ पे जो स्ट्रक्चरल चेंज लाके हम अपनी यूनिवर्सिटीज को, अपने HEIs को, अपने संस्थानों को वर्ल्ड के एट पार, वर्ल्ड यूनिवर्सिटीज के एट पार लाना चाहते हैं। हम किसी को बाहर भेजने के लिए पॉलिसी नहीं लाए, हम ब्रेन ड्रेन के लिए, वेल्थ ड्रेनिंग के लिए ये पॉलिसी नहीं लाए। हम अपने हायर एजुकेशन के इंस्टीट्यूशंस को वर्ल्ड रैंकिंग में लाने के लिए, बाहर के टैलेंट को इंडिया में अट्रैक्ट करने के लिए, इंडियन इंस्टीट्यूशन को वर्ल्ड रैंकिंग पार, वर्ल्ड इंस्टीट्यूशन के एट पार लाने के लिए हम ये पॉलिसी लेके आए हैं। और इसलिए जो है एक स्ट्रक्चरल चेंज हमने इंट्रोड्यूस किया है। तो मुझे लगता है कि ये एक बहुत ही स्वागत योग्य पहल है। फर्दर इस पॉलिसी में जो 6 6% ऑफ GDP की बात कही गई है। दोस्तों, मैं बताना चाहूंगा कि ये बात जब फर्स्ट वो पॉलिसी आई थी 6%, तो 6% उस समय भी एजुकेशनल बजट, जो प्रोजेक्टेड बजट था कि एजुकेशन पे हम इतना खर्च करेंगे, वो भी 6% था। और आप एक बार हिस्ट्री देखिए, जितनी भी पॉलिसीज इंडिया में आई उनका जो बजट बताया गया है वो 6%। तो ये 6% जो है कोई नई बात नहीं। और मेरा मानना यह है, अभी जो एट प्रेजेंट जो शिक्षा पे जो सरकार खर्च कर रही है वो 6% तो बिल्कुल नहीं है, वो ऑलमोस्ट 3.1 और 2% के आसपास कहीं बैठता है। तो 6% ऑब्वियसली जो अभी खर्च हो रहा है उससे डबल है, लेकिन मैं इससे अग्री नहीं करता हूं। और मेरा मानना है कि इट शुड बी इंक्रीज बिकॉज दिस, ये दिल मांगे मोर। क्योंकि मैं खुद जो है यूनिवर्सिटी सिस्टम से जुड़ा हूं और मैं चाहूंगा कि ये सिस्टम बढ़े, फले, फूले और ये सिस्टम हमें एक ऐसे ह्यूमन रिसोर्स का हब बनाए जो कि कंट्री के डेवलपमेंट में, कंट्री के टारगेट में, उसको अचीव करने में हेल्पफुल है। इस पॉलिसी में कई और चीजें मैं देखता हूँ, जैसे एक बहुत अच्छी बात मुझे लगी नेशनल एजुकेशन पॉलिसी में कि अब असेसमेंट जो है वो बच्चे भी करें। वो आपस में खुद बच्चे जो हैं वो आपस के मतलब अपने साथियों का असेसमेंट जो है वो करें। मुझे लगता है कि पीयर लर्निंग, एक्सपीरियंशियल लर्निंग और एक जो रेस्पेक्ट फॉर ईच अदर है, इसके लिए ये एक लैंडमार्क डिसीजन है। और मुझे लगता है कि अगर इसको इम्प्लीमेंट किया जाए तो बच्चों में आपस में तो इसका जो रिजल्ट होगा वो बच्चों के जो इंटरपर्सनल रिलेशन है उस पर उसका असर दिखेगा। और फर्दर जो है ये एक बहुत पॉजिटिव नोट है नेशनल एजुकेशन पॉलिसी में, जो ओवरऑल ग्रोथ के लिए, स्टूडेंट्स के लिए बहुत जरूरी है। मैं जो दूसरी इम्पोर्टेंट चीज देखता हूँ इस पॉलिसी में, एक्चुअली मैं ये बताना चाहूँगा कि जब ये पॉलिसी आई थी तो उसके दूसरे तीसरे दिन हमें एक वेबिनार कराना था। और उस वेबिनार में के लिए मैं देख रहा था, तो सबसे पहले तो आजकल इंफॉर्मेशन का जो सोर्स है वो चेंज हो गया है। आजकल जो है इंफॉर्मेशन का सोर्स जो है वो ट्विटर और फेसबुक अकाउंट हो गया। तो मैं ऑलमोस्ट सारे ट्विटर और फेसबुक अकाउंट, सारे यूनिवर्सिटीज का ट्विटर और फेसबुक अकाउंट को मैंने स्कैन किया, मैं उसको पढ़ रहा था। और मुझे शायद ही कोई ऐसी यूनिवर्सिटी या कोई भी ऐसा इंस्टीट्यूशन मिला जिसने न्यू एजुकेशन पॉलिसी के प्रोविजंस को क्रिटिसाइज किया या उसको क्रिटिकली देख रहा। लेकिन उस स्क्रॉलिंग के दौरान मैंने कुछ लोगों को देखा जो बेचैन हैं। ऑब्वियसली वो एक डिफरेंट व्यू रखते हैं। तो मैंने एक बड़ा इंटरेस्टिंग पोस्ट पढ़ा जिसमें लिखा था कि जो नई शिक्षा नीति है वो आतंकवादी, जिहादी, वामपंथी, नक्सली, आम आदमी, इन सब का कॉकटेल है। तो मुझे ये बड़ा अच्छा लगा, मुझे ये बड़ा अच्छा लगा इस पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से कि ऐसा कह के जिन्होंने ये कहा था, जिन्होंने ये बात रखी थी, ऐसा कह के उन्होंने खुद ये प्रूव कर दिया कि this policy is inclusive, wherein stake of each and every section of the society, each and every strata of the society has been taken care of. And सबसे अच्छी बात यह है कि इसमें लोग सब कुछ ना कुछ जोड़ रहे थे, कोई कुछ घटा नहीं रहा था। और इस लिहाज से मुझे लगता है कि ये इंक्लूसिविटी को इंट्रोड्यूस करने का एक अटेम्प्ट है। और ये जरूरी इसलिए है कि मेरा मानना है कि एजुकेशन और सोसाइटी, इन दोनों का इंटरवुवन कनेक्शन। मैं जिस जगह से आता हूं इस जगह को इतिहास में एक बहुत बड़ा गौरव प्राप्त है कि यहाँ वर्ल्ड की सबसे टॉप यूनिवर्सिटी हुआ करती थी, नालंदा यूनिवर्सिटी, नालंदा विश्वविद्यालय। नालंदा विश्वविद्यालय के बारे में जब आप जानेंगे, जब आप पढ़ेंगे, तो देयर आर मेनी स्क्रिप्चर्स, मेनी scholars have already written over it. लेकिन एक इंटरेस्टिंग फैक्ट मैं आपसे शेयर करना चाहूंगा कि एक समय था जब नालंदा यूनिवर्सिटी को आसपास के 5 गांव जो थे वो चलाते थे। मतलब यूनिवर्सिटी में छात्रों को जो छात्र पढ़ने आते थे और जो शिक्षक पढ़ाते थे, उनका पूरा खर्च जो है वो 5 गांव मिलके चलाते थे। अनाज देते थे उनको, पीने के लिए, खाने के लिए, जो जो चीजें जरूरी होती थी वो उसका खर्च जो है वो 5 गांव वहन करते थे। आज स्थिति कैसी है? आज स्थिति बिल्कुल अलग है। आज आप देखेंगे तो इंडियन गवर्नमेंट को, भारत सरकार को उन्नत भारत जैसे अभियान चलाने पड़ रहे हैं, जिसके तहत विश्वविद्यालयों को कहा जा रहा है कि वो गांव को गोद लें, गांव के लोगों को के बीच जाएं, उनको जो लेटेस्ट टेक्नोलॉजी है, गवर्नमेंट की जो पॉलिसीज है उसके बारे में समझाएं, उनको हेल्प करें, उनको सेंसिटाइज करें। अभी कोरोना में आपने देखा बहुत सारी यूनिवर्सिटीज में अपने आसपास के, अपने विसिनिटी के लोगों को सैनिटाइजेशन के प्रोसेस के बारे में, क्वारंटीन के बारे में और तमाम जो एक जरूरी कम्युनिकेशन था, उन्नत भारत अभियान के तहत लगभग सारी यूनिवर्सिटी ने ऐसा किया। तो ये एक बहुत बड़ा चेंज है। पहले जो गांव विश्वविद्यालय चलाते थे, अब विश्वविद्यालय जो है गांव को गोद ले रहा है। तो ये चेंज आया कैसे? ये गैप सोसाइटी और यूनिवर्सिटीज के बीच ये गैप आया क्यों, कैसे, क्या, कौन से फैक्टर्स रिस्पॉन्सिबल हैं? मुझे लगता है कि इन सारी चीजों को इस न्यू एजुकेशन पॉलिसी में इंक्लूड किया गया है और तभी ऐसी स्किल्स की बात की गई है, जैसे बर्तन बनाना, छोटे छोटे जो कारपेंटरी का स्किल है, गार्डनिंग का स्किल है, हॉर्टिकल्चर है, मूर्तियां बनाना है, इन सारी चीजों की व्यवस्था इस पॉलिसी में की गई है ताकि जो समाज के सबसे निचले पायदान पे जो व्यक्ति खड़ा है उसको भी इस एजुकेशन पॉलिसी में जगह मिले और उसके स्किल को सम्मान मिले। दोस्तों, कभी हम ऐसा सोचते हैं कि अगर मैं आईएएस बन जाता, अगर मैं आईपीएस बन जाता, या मैं डॉक्टर बन जाता, या मैं इंजीनियर बन जाता, तो ये कुछ एक ऐसे पोस्ट हैं, ऐसे पद हैं जो कि समाज में बहुत मायने रखते हैं, हर व्यक्ति का सपना होता है। लेकिन मेरा मानना है कि अगर आप जरूरत में फंसे हो और आपकी चाबी कहीं गुम हो गई है, तो वो जो चाबी बनाने वाला व्यक्ति है उसका भी नॉलेज उतना ही टेक्निकल है जितना एक डॉक्टर का, जितना एक इंजीनियर का। बट अनफॉर्चुनेटली वो व्यक्ति हमारे लिए इम्पोर्टेंट है, उसका काम इम्पोर्टेंट नहीं, उसका नॉलेज इम्पोर्टेंट नहीं। तो मुझे लगता है कि इन सारे स्किल बेस्ड चीज़ों को अपने एजुकेशन पॉलिसी के थ्रू हमारे कोर्सेज में इंक्लूड करने का जो प्रयास है, मुझे लगता है इन छोटे छोटे जो आर्टिजन्स हमारे, इनको स्पेस देगा, इनके काम को सम्मान दिलाएगा और इनके प्रयास को समाज में जो है एक अच्छा, उनको अच्छे नजरिए से देखा जाएगा। तो मुझे लगता है कि ये एक स्वागत योग्य पहल है और हमारी सारी एजेंसियां ऑलमोस्ट जो है इस पे काम कर रही हैं और अब हालांकि हम लोगों ने बहुत डिस्कशन कर लिया है, अब जो है मेरा मानना है कि हमें कमर कस के जुट जाना चाहिए कि हम इसके ये हाउ टू इम्प्लीमेंट इट, क्योंकि इसमें बहुत सारे स्ट्रक्चरल चेंजेस की जरूरत है। गांव की स्थिति बहुत अच्छी नहीं है, इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर डेवलपमेंट की जरूरत है, और ओवरऑल हम सबको, खास करके जो टीचिंग कम्युनिटी है, इसको कमर कसना होगा कि बावजूद इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चरल हर्डल्स के हम अपने सिलेबस के थ्रू हम अपने कोर्सेज को फिर से रिविजिट करके उसमें जो उसमें जो उसका इंडियननेस है उसको इंक्लूड करें, और इसको इम्प्लीमेंट करने के लिए, इसको ग्राउंड पे लाने के लिए वो हर संभव प्रयास करें, जिससे कि जो जो मेन फिलॉसफी है, जो भारतीयता है, जो भारतीय मूल है इस एजुकेशन पॉलिसी के बीच में, वो उभर कर सामने आए। मुझे लगता है कि मुझे जो समय दिया गया था, मैंने उस समय सीमा को क्रॉस कर लिया है, तो समय सीमा का सम्मान करते हुए मैं यहीं पे अपनी बात समाप्त करूंगा। आप सबका बहुत बहुत आभार, आप सबका बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद मुझे सुनने के लिए। धन्यवाद।
Thank you, Dr. Atish Parashar, for explaining different perspectives of the new education policy in a very lucid way. And I also want to thank you for sharing your experience. Thanks a lot again, sir. I also want to inform that because of some technical issue, Professor Chowdhury is unable to connect with us. Now, I would like to invite Mr. Akhil Kumar Mishra to initiate his talk. I also want to correct that he is serving as an IIS, that is Indian Information Service, which I mistakenly pronounced as IAS. I am so sorry for the inconvenience caused, sir. Over to you, sir.
A very warm good morning to all the participants. I'll not take much time because time is very practical in nature. We may respect time or we may not respect time, but time respects us. And we have reached in such a stage in India and world over where the entire humanity is confronted with an unknown virus. As you know, virus is essentially an undesirable guest. Nobody welcomes a virus like an undesirable guest. So when an undesirable guest is inside your system, so all kinds of chaos, all kinds of misunderstandings, all kinds of indecisiveness, or other kinds of decisions take place. So today in this webinar, I appreciate the coining of the topic that is Initiative Policy Dialogue 2020, COVID-19 and Life Practice Beyond Pandemic. We do not know whether we have entered a pandemic or we are going through the pandemic or we are over with the pandemic. But the national or the international desire is to end the pandemic. Initially, when pandemic was talked about, it was thought it was a medical problem. But today, the disease or the virus has proved that it is not only a medical problem, it is really a social problem. And it goes beyond laboratories, it goes beyond hospitals, it goes beyond many of the ascriptions which are ascribed to the virus in the initial days. So today, it's a time to reconcile to the situation and review the situation, whether we have moved in the right direction or we have moved in some other directions, because many times, as long as humanity commits wrong itself, we do not know whether we are in the mid-throes of a wrong process. So whenever we are taking decisions, we need to review each and every decision. I'll take back to all of the participants here to a short story, to a short novel which was released in 1947 by Albert Camus. Albert Camus was a great existentialist and a great philosopher. He was awarded Nobel Prize in 1955. He narrates in his novel, which is a path-breaking novel. The title of the novel was The Plague. In The Plague, the protagonist, the author himself, and the protagonist is a doctor. The protagonist sees that in the city of Oran, in the Algerian city of Oran, suddenly he sees a lot of rats have died, and he's asking his neighbor, what has happened, so many rats have died. Then his neighbor says that why you are worried about the death of rats. Then he sees the death of human beings, the death of human beings inside hospital, outside hospital. Then suddenly the pandemic ensues. The virus is everywhere. Schools closed, hospitals are crowded with patients, everything is closed, streets are deserted. The novel talks about the situation in 1947. Then the protagonist, he thinks that what shall I do? I want to serve the people, but his wife was ailing for quite some time, so he was in a sandwich position that what should he do? Whether he would look after his wife or he would look after the people. Then finally he decides that he would look after his wife as well as the society as well. Then he keeps on requesting people that come and join in my mission. Let us serve the people. Some people join, some do not join. I'm not going into the details of the story. So in that process, he is helping the society, and there is a thief also in that situation. The thief was relatively unheard of before the pandemic, virus pandemic broke out, but during the pandemic, the thief became very active. Then the protagonist, the doctor, he asked this thief that why you are looting people in this situation. He told that this is a pandemic situation, so this is a very opportune moment for me to loot the system. Then he says that then the thief also doesn't he join, but one day the doctor helps the friend of the thief. He goes to the thief's house and helps his friend who is ailing. Then the thief also changes his mind, and many people join the doctor, the protagonist, and the pandemic is over someday. One day the pandemic is over. When the pandemic is over, people are celebrating. People have arranged in the city celebration of the winning over the virus, but the protagonist doesn't join the celebration. So he keeps himself alone and he thinks that what is there to celebrate? The virus had come, the virus has gone out, the virus has taken 1/4 of the population of the city. Then how can we celebrate if people from amongst us, large section of the people from amongst us, have fallen victim to the virus? Then how can we celebrate even if the virus is not there? So the story ends here. The writer Albert Camus, he says that viruses will come and go. We do not have control over viruses, and whatever it intends to do, it will do. We are not able to check it as human beings. And virus can be found everywhere. Virus can be found in your bedsheet. Virus can be found in your cupboard. Virus can be in the street or in the tire. Anywhere, the virus is everywhere. So what can human beings do? What will be our best response to the virus? Here the solution is the response, the best response of human being is the acquired human qualities. What are the acquired human qualities? Like love, understanding, empathy, rationality. All these human virtues will come to help us. When there is no medicine for a virus, when there is no direct solution for a virus, all these human components of living and loving together will come into force, which is badly needed at this hour together. When in European countries, in other countries, pandemic ensured, this novel again got resold. Reselling value of the novel increased, and people started rereading Albert Camus because at least here is one human being who has given a component, who has given a solution to the pandemic. But because, as told initially, it's a social problem. So the role of sociologists, the role of philosophers, the role of religious leaders, the role of teachers, the role of people who, every people who are associated with life is very much important. So whenever a decision is taken, a decision should have been evolved on the basis of the collective wisdom of the leaders of all segments of society or from all walks of life. So because the topic is little bit different, why I narrated during this pandemic, the digital transformation has been very phenomenal. I will not go to the growth of journalism. I will not talk about the progresses in science and technology. I am just overlapping those things. I am just interlinking. I am just interconnecting the growth of digital media during the pandemic, because today we are meeting over a virtual seminar, and I do not distinguish between a virtual seminar and an actual seminar. So necessarily we are meeting each other, even though it's not a physical meeting, but it's a meeting, no doubt. And today technology has enabled us to meet together, meet often, and exchange our ideas and find a solution to whatever we are facing together. During this time, particularly in 2020, the rise of the digital era journalism has been a very effective tool, particularly in the pandemic situation, because this is the tool which enables us to understand the pandemic and how to go over the pandemic situation. And electronic communication, as you see, the pandemic situation, the advices of the government, the decisions of the government, or the society in general, it has been communicated to people largely not over print media, but over the digital media. Digital media has played a very important role in direct or home to home communication to the people, because basically in the last 6 7 months people are inside home, mostly they're inside home. They do not have any scope to go outside and have physical exchange of ideas or whatever. So today, digitally, a digitally set of home is far more convenient to progress in life than an actually set of in the actual setup where we go to different places of communication or our institutions. So I will just give 2 3 points about this digital mode of communication or journalism, where before 2020, we have been witnessing massive IT growth and cloud growth also. This massive IT growth and cloud growth, they have helped us in understanding the digital way of communication and regular updates. Online is a platform where you get instant and regular and incessant updates in any situations of life. So regularity is a feature of online journalism, digital mode of journalism. Then massive growth in technology also, and in technology I include the mobile revolution. Every month, revolutionary technologies are coming in the through the mobile apps and mobile sets. Mobile has become a part of life. We cannot extricate mobile from our life. Many times we take mobile to our dining table also. So these are the primary things. Then you see the chatbots, artificial intelligence, and real-time customer identification. Because we in digital mode, we have been connecting with people directly, real time. We are all sitting together and we are all enjoying the experience of a webinar. And the last thing about is aggressive digital revolution, because there is an aggression in the electronics media through online platform. Even government is also helping people in understanding the newer technologies and in giving a kind of recognition, because you might have all known that government has also recognized the digital web channels also. they have been they have come into category of journalists. So these are the progressive steps that government has been taking, and government has been stressing upon a lot of things. But what are the demerits? So I'll also 2-3 points on demerits. That digital journalism is digital; it's not actual. In an actual setup, you have lot of emotions. You have a lot of direct contact. But in a digital medium, actually emotions also get compromised. Then online presence is online only, because it has a different kind of relevance. It has relevance, no doubt, but it has a different kind of relevance. It was initially meant to supplement the offline relevance, but in the absence of offline for a long time, then online becomes a little bit odd. For a month, for 2 months, for 3 months, it's okay. Somehow we adjust, but for a longer period, if you go on adapting to online relevance, then it becomes very difficult to adjust for a human being. Then in online, lot of opinions come. We have plethora of opinions. Everybody, because in the online mode of communication, everybody is an editor, everybody is a producer, and everybody is a communicator. So in the absence of practical control, people have a lot of choices. Of course, choices are good, but when there are a lot of choices and which are many times contradictory also, then it becomes a problem. And one of the most important things I want to talk, pandemic and online digital revolution, they might have been going simultaneously together, but it is directly linked to job loss. Because when we're not printing enough newspapers, when not enough magazines are printed, and when not much offline activities are undertaken inside a production house or in press or in a computer setup, then many people, and they were quite sizable number of people, not only in the media industry but in many industry, even IT industry also, they are now out of the job. Working from home, okay, it's a newer concept. Initially it looked very alluring kind of thing, but over the time it also causing a lot of job losses. So that has to be looked upon. So these are the major highlights I wanted to put before the audience, and I'll not take much time. After the discussion ends, if any particular question is there, then I'll be ready with my answer. I'll end the discussion, my point of view, with one quotation from Albert Camus again, because Albert Camus is one of my favorite authors, so I'm quoting him once again. And it's a direct quote from that book, The Plague, and it directly relates to the topic we are discussing. The quote is, rats died in the street. Rats died in the street. Men in their homes. Rats died in the street. Men in their homes. And the newspapers are concerned only with the street. So today we have arrived in a situation where we discuss more what has happened outside than what has happened inside. And I, as an observer, as a poet or a public person also, I also feel that lot have happened inside homes than outside. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, sir. Yes, sir, it is very true that the crisis of COVID pandemic has brought a new opportunity in terms of online relevance. And you have also perfectly explained the loopholes of, or better say, demerits of that very online age. Thanks a lot again, sir. Now I'd like to invite Mr. Shubham Das to initiate the open discussion forum.
Thank you, ma'am. We have a question for Mr. Akhil Kumar Mishra, sir. Bikram Mahapatra asked one question: how digital revolution will be successful in a rural and poverty-stricken India? Your opinion on it, sir?
See, I think everybody has an opinion on this, and general population is much more informed than myself because digital revolution has not happened over time. It has taken, I think, many decades. Many and national governments over time they have taken digital revolution to new heights. I'll take a simple example of mobile phones. I am not going into smartphones, but just a mobile phone. 15 or 20 years back, suppose you didn't have, many people didn't have mobile phones, but today mobile and smartphones everywhere you can find. And in a rural setup, even a vegetable vendor, vegetable seller, he has a mobile phone. A person who is doing very odd jobs, he is also having a mobile phone. And there also, I have seen myself in rural setup also, they are using all these machine transactions, these small machines, chips, trip transaction machines, where they are getting and receiving money. So definitely it has empowered people. If we take other things, non-mobile things also, other things also, I am not going into details of that. It has empowered people because earlier technology was limited, even digital technology limited to reach few or upper middle class people. But today, these are not limited to few people. They are open to the people, and people have also realized the importance of having a tool in their hands. If you are having a smartphone at home, it is an empowerment. It is not only a playing machine where you play video games, because once you have a smartphone, a digital mode of communication, then you can connect yourself to the country. And today we are living in a democracy where you can even communicate to the prime minister, president also. So that has helped rural India in many ways than the urban India.
Sir, another one question from Rudra Narayan Das. How far you think that the impartiality in journalism is much more important to today? As we know, it is the fourth pillar of democracy.
Journalist has to be impartial. It is within the rule book of journalism. What it's required? What more I can say on that? And you must have observed what kind of journalism people project in personal and private life. So, but it's very difficult to be impartial many times because you have to be free from your own belief system, and you have to be a little bit broader in your outlook, and you have to understand issues very clearly. Fact and circumstances are important than our personal beliefs or affiliations. But in a democracy, we have different sets of journalism. Journalists are also belonging to different houses because of the requirements of the field also of the profession, because a journalist has to survive also. So he has to work for his organization. But again, the organizational behavior and the organizational philosophy should be broadly in sync with the journalistic ethics.
Another one question is from Sibaji Pradhan. Sir, do you think journalists are doing proper issue-based journalism?
It depends on what issue. We need to talk about a particular issue. So I would not like to comment much more on that, because we have to select a issue then discuss.
Another one question asked by the same person. What are the real journalism in today's India? How long will it take India to match the Western world in digital communications?
I don't have any data at this stage, but what I would say, digitally we are not very far behind Western world. if we talk about television coverages or digital mode of communication, I don't think technologically at worst we can be 6 months behind some developed countries. We are not much in behind. But the thing is that the way we treat a medium is far more important than how much technology we have, because technology is a tool only. Technology is there to help human beings. But in a developing country like India, what use technology we are making, that is more important. So a kind of maturity is required, because if you see some developed countries, suppose the use of handphones, people are much more matured in they use mobile when it is necessary. So we have to understand why mobiles are there. Mobiles are not there for 24 hours. Mobiles are there when there is a necessity, or when there is a necessary situation. We need to have a mobile. So we have to define what is our necessity. Suppose talking for 2 hours is a necessity or not, or talking to a doctor for somebody's treatment is essential. That we have to define.
Thank you, sir, for responding all of our questions from the participant side.
Thank you.
I would like to thank you, sir, for responding the questions, and thank you, Mr. Shubham Das, for initiating the question and answer session. I would like to inform that Mr. Atis Parashar has left us from the webinar because of some technical issues, for which we have to skip questions related to his lecture. Now, as the program which has started has to come to an end, and I would like to invite Mr. Shubham Das to conclude the session by giving vote of thanks.
Thank you, ma'am. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm honored and lucky to have the opportunity to give vote of thanks for this session. First of all, I would like to thank our esteemed guest, Professor Biplab Loha Chowdhury, Professor Atis Parashar, and Mr. Akhil Kumar Mishra for their valuable presentation on new education policy and the rise of digital era in journalism respectively. I extend my hearty thanks to Dr. Vikram Keswar Jana, Director of CAD, and as well as Chinmay Kumar Sahu, Executive Director of CAD Odisha, for his friendly cooperation to organize this webinar. I would also like to express my profound gratitude to our principal, Professor Pallab Chakrabarti, for his hearty cooperation in organizing this event. I would also like to thank convener, Professor Saras Chandra Pradhan, coordinator Mr. Udunarayan Das, co-coordinator Ms. Payal Agrawal, and Mr. Baidar Das for their support and guidance to organize this event. I'm happy to express my vote of thanks to all the participants, including lecturers, professors, students, civil society members who have made this webinar a grand success by sparing their valuable time with us. Thank you all. The meeting is concluded now. Participants are requested, please bear with us. We are sending the feedback link in the chat box.
See